Let's have a quick conversation about our adventures with dogs. Anybody that knows my wife knows that she is a little dog crazy. I think that's fair.
Classic.
So once we got everything set up with the house and we had fence put up and all of that sort of thing, it was like go time for finding a dog or dogs. We knew that we wanted multiple dogs because there's a former student of mine, family friend, who has a, he I wouldn't say he's a breeder, but he breeds his dog, a particular breed of dog. We'll talk about that later on, but I've known for a couple years that I've wanted to buy a dog from him, and so that was kind of been in the works. And then my wife, she's always wanted particular breeds of dogs.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy?
So at the beginning of this story, it's kind of like good intentions of just wanting to have a dog as like a family dog, a dog for my daughter and my son to grow up with and play with, and to, my wife always had dogs. I had a cat growing up, so that's a tiger. She always had, like I said, she had a particular dog. She had a red bone hound. Now, I don't know anything about red bone hounds or anything like that, but that's what she wanted. That's what we were looking for. That's what she was looking for. So she goes onto Facebook with, and she's looking on different websites and talking to different people that might have these dogs. Everybody's basically saying, you're gonna, we can maybe put you on a list, but there's nothing for you right now. And she goes onto this, stumbles across this Facebook post for this particular breed of dogs, and this person says, we've got 2 puppies, we've got a male and a female, they're both really cute. Sends a bunch of pictures.
Old dog, you got yourself a natural bone to chew on.
Random photos. Says they're really, they're kennel trained, they're housebroken, they're ready to go, they're super good dogs with kids, and blah, blah, blah. And so this is the hook, And the guy's like, yeah, just send us X number of monies for a deposit. And all right, well, where are you located? Oh, I'm located in Kentucky. I'm located in Louisville, Kentucky. Wonderful.
That's me. You know me, I'm flavorful.
That particular day that she happened to be looking, I just happened to be driving through Louisville, Kentucky. Go figure. And she says, I'd hate to separate these 2 dogs. They've been together, they're brother and sister, but, I'd hate to separate them. What can you do for both dogs? And, they shoot us a price, and my wife's like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And so she uses this website or app type thing to send money. And
good, now we're having fun.
My wife sends them the money. I go to pick the dogs up. They send me an ad. They send her an address to take the address. Go to the address. I go a little bit out of my way to get there, but the road that they say they live on does not exist in the city of Louisville, Kentucky. So I go to a road with a different spelling, and it's got a house number. Go to the house. There's a big German Shepherd behind a big chain link fence. And it's not happy with me being there. And I'm thinking, this doesn't seem right, but all right. If they've got one dog, maybe they've got puppies of another breed, and I knock on the door. Wait a little while. Lady comes to the door. Can I help you? Yeah, my wife sent me here. I hear that you have a couple puppies for sale. Nope. We don't have any puppies here. Huh, okay. Well, like I said, my wife, must be mistaken, must have the wrong address. Some must be messed up on my end. Sorry to bother you. Go back to my vehicle, get in, start to text my wife, try to call her, try to get through, try to figure out where I'm supposed to go. And my wife is texting the guy, and she's kind of getting the runaround, like, well, can I meet you? I'm in a meeting. Yeah, well, you said that you would be there, and now you're not there. And then, can I go out and meet you halfway tomorrow? And all this different stuff. It's crazy. And the further that it goes, the more it seems like this is a scam. This is a scam.
That hurts our feelings.
So we get a hold of the bank, and the bank basically says, yeah, once you send money through this app, that it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere on the planet. And there really isn't a very good way to trace it, because it doesn't necessarily go to an account. It doesn't necessarily have a link to an account number. And so it's hard to trace it. You're basically, it would be like taking cash and handing it to someone and then going to the bank to try to get your cash back. This doesn't work that way. Basically handed them cash money and they can walk away with it. And they do this for a living, so they're good at it. And we don't scam people for a living, so we're a little ignorant to it.
Oh, son of a...
So the next weekend rolls around after this whole fiasco, and my wife is hell-bent and determined to get a dog. We're getting a dog. So we go, we look at a couple places, and we call a couple people, and we go to the Humane Society. Great place to go to find a pet. And there's this old geriatric dog, 10 years old. And it's safe to say this dog has seen better days.
It's these moments of history where things shift and change.
We go, and there was another dog, a year old. We look at her, and I said, okay, this is a good dog. And they had some puppies, and yeah, there's some cute little pups in there. And
we have to make a deal.
We end up saying, all right, we're going to get the year-old dog.
Mind your own business, Dad.
Well, there's a waiting list for the dog. So you go on to the waiting list, and, we'll look through the applications, and then she's got surgery be fixed on Thursday, on this particular Thursday, and then you could pick her up the following Friday. We would not release the dog until after that, and we would call you the Wednesday to see, if you're at the top of the list, then, we'd contact you and put you in the right, get things rolling that way.
Uh-oh, Gina!
It didn't seem like she was going to convince them that we were going to get the dog. So it's like, we're not going to get that dog. And she talked to a friend of hers, and her friend, co-worker's father-in-law breeds beagles. He's like national championship beagle rabbit chasing hunting beagle dogs.
Okay.
So anyway, we go out and we look at his dogs, and he's got this whole building of the dogs, but they're hunting dogs. They're they hunt rabbits and all of that. He's got a whole course, and they love getting out there. And he took a dog or two out and showed us how they hunt rabbits, and
You damn right.
it's a pretty impressive setup that he's got out there. So we end up talking to him about these pups, and they'll be ready, and you just got to wait a few days, weeks, and so it's like, all right, this isn't what we wanted to do. We wanted to have a dog that day. She wanted to have a dog that day, but it wasn't going to happen that way. That's fine. We've got this dog lined up.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
A couple days go by. Holy smokes, who is it? The Humane Society. You have been selected. You are at the top of the list. Would you still like to take this dog? 1-year-old dog. Yes, we want the dog. So we take the dog. So we get everything ready to go. That Thursday she has her surgery. Friday we go to pick her up. Just gets back from the hospital where she had the surgery from, and it's all good. And in the process, they said, well, my wife talked about the puppies, and my husband kind of liked the puppies, and I kind of liked wanted this older dog, and compromise in the middle. Oh, shoot, pardon me. And that's where we're at. And they're like, well, we still have one puppy available if you'd like it. Oh, really? And she texts me kind of jokingly and says, would you like to get this dog? I said, okay, well, by my count, we've got the dog that we're picking up today from the vet. We've got the dog that's the beagle that we have coming. You still want to get a red bone hound, and I have the dog that I want to get from Iowa. So that's, by my count, 4 dogs that we already have in our mind that we would like to acquire in the not too terribly crazy distant future.
Oh, really?
We've got 4. What's 5? Is that really going to make a big difference in our situation? And I say, well, you're going to do what you want to do regardless of what I had to say. So do whatever you want. And up to that point, my son, Hank, has been talking about cats. He had wanted a cat. And my wife is allergic to cats, so we, not going to get a cat. And I said, well, we should get a cat.
Are you kidding me?
So we end up not coming home with one dog, but 2 dogs. We come home with a Beagle Mutt Mix dog, who is the 1-year-old female dog that we got, and we end up naming her Hazel. And then we have the puppy, which is a Terrier Shepherd mix, so we don't know exactly how big or what size this dog is going to be, if it's going to be a big dog or seems like a pretty little dog, but less than 2 months old, so it's hard to say. And we end up naming him Henry. He kind of has a goatee, and he looks to me like Henry Toulouse-Lautrec. Henri Toulouse-Lautrec. And so because he looks like Toulouse-Lautrec in my mind, we named him Henry. And the wild thing is that next weekend, we end up getting puppy number 2, dog number 3 in the house. So, we don't have a name for him yet. It's a male dog. We don't know what we're doing in terms of a name, or I've got a name that I like, but we'll see.
What you gonna do?
New house, 2 dogs, add 1 more dog, normal. And then the other 2 dogs are yet to be determined, so we'll see.
That's just the stress talking, man.
Definitely, if you're in the market for a pet, definitely check out the Humane Society and things like that. There's lots of dogs that are out there, and there's lots of shady sons of guns that are out there that'll pull at your heartstrings and do all they can to try to get and steal your money. So just be cautious, and if you're going to move money around, make sure that there is a valve to get it back to protect yourself. See the dog. It's like this one, the breeder that I was talking about. The guy, he's not really a breeder, but he's got the beagles that we looked at. He's like, here's what it's going to be for a price, and and he showed us the bloodline and the championship dogs and the things that they've done, the this and the that. And I mean, he's got this whole thing, like he knows their grandparents and their great grandparents and the this and the, I mean, the whole thing is just, I mean, it's quite an undertaking, like the whole thing that he's got. But we said, hey, you know what? We want to hold that dog. We want to have that dog. So here, we want to give you some money to hold that dog. He said, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. It's like, things can happen. If that puppy dies, I don't think it's going to, but if it does, I don't want to have to refund your money. I don't want to have to, you pay me money, then we have to pay you back money, and it's just easier just to take care of it all at the end. I don't want a deposit. I'm good for my word. I'm telling you, this is the dog. This dog is your dog. You want to come over, you want to see the dog, you want to bring the kids over to look at the dog and all of that, I'm here. Give me a call. Come on in, give me a call, and if we're not home, just go on in. You know where they're at. And just a super sweetheart of a man, and as honest a man that you'd ever find. And to me, it's not completely rare yet, but it's not every day you run across a gentleman like that. So anyway, just be careful, be cautious.
I feel like I've created more stress.
But I appreciate the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the comments. It really does a lot to help me grow this particular channel. My Art 101 channel is really taking off and doing well, and lots of good content on there if you're into the whole art scene. And I'm really trying to get this one up and rolling, and if there are others that you think that would like the content on here, or if you have ideas for videos you'd like to see or whatnot, give me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. You know, you want to see more of this or more of that, or less of this or less of that. Let me know. It's easy. But anyway, have a good one.